Well, hey, babe. Welcome back to my channel. Now, let's go ahead and talk about these real housewives of Potomac. Let's get into it. All right, y'all. They gave us another good episode, I must say, of last night's Real Housewives of Potomac. Now, we open up this episode with Gizelle. Now, she was over there working on her daughter driving, Miss Grace. But we'll touch on that a little later when I speak on Robyn hopping in the car with Grace. Okay, we'll talk about that a little later. But let's go ahead and get down to it. Miss Giselle still got to get work done on this tear down that she has. A shout out to Miss Candiace for that. Giselle still working on this tear down, honey. Now, Robyn gives her a call about the upcoming event. They have a podcast called Reasonably Shady. They wanted to let the ladies know that they now have a podcast. Okay, they don't partner with iHeartMedia or whoever, and they decided that they'll do an event surrounded by that name, Reasonably Shady. So that was cute, I guess. But here's the thing for me. Giselle, you shouldn't have had nobody at your motherfucking house if your house was not event ready. Okay? If it was not guest ready, why is you having guests there? Now, see, girl, had I walked on your property and I got a nail in my motherfucking foot like you did, honey, I would have been suing P. Yes, ma'am. I would have definitely been suing you because you shouldn't have had me out here on this property knowing that it looks like this the way that it's looking. Okay, so I don't even know why Robyn ain't have enough common sense between her and Giselle for them to go and find another location to host this party. Girl, I was like, what the fuck is this? But anyway, she goes on to speak on how she didn't want to invite anyone inside. Now, she was going to send an invite out to all the ladies, but she didn't want nobody in her house. Now, Robyn definitely, told her like, girl, like, that don't make no sense. What? What you say? What now? That now that ain't right. And I was with Robyn. I'm like, yeah, put her in her place, Robyn. We don't see you do it a whole lot, but we can appreciate you doing it in that moment. Okay, she says that Karen has talked about her house and she's not interested in having her nowhere in her house. And when it comes to Wendy, she's still not over the situation that happened in Williamsburg. So those two ladies are the ladies that's pretty much gonna have to piss on themselves because they won't be coming into Miss Giselle's house, right? So then Robyn tells her, like, girl, I'm not gonna co-sign this. Girl, what is wrong? I'm not going to co-sign this bullshit. Let me tell you something. You better invite these ladies in the house because let me tell you, they going to talk anyway. You cannot stop people from talking. They going to talk either way it go, but you don't want them to be talking about how they pissed on themselves because you would not let them in the house. And Giselle said, well, girl, you know what? You make a lot of sense, girl. I think I'm going to do that because, Karen, she in Depends anyway, so she probably liable to piss on herself. So I'll let them go come in my house. I'm like, all right, then, Giselle, girl, we guess, okay? Let's move on to Miss Karen. So Karen is at the house, and I guess this was like I don't know if this was her publicist or her manager or some lady stopped by. I'm surprised she ain't got the good white boy that she used to have working for her. Y'all remember him? What was his name? Was it Will or Chris or something like that? Like, where he at? I'm surprised he didn't pop up over her house and give her, those candles. But she got a new white person working with her. This lady brought by her 3-wick candles, and she gonna continue to make sense of that. Because she's saying that she has 3 wicks, whereas Miss Wendy has 1. And next year, what we're going to see? We're going to see Karen with 1, and Wendy going to end up having 3. Girl. Okay, so the lady brings by the prototypes, okay? She smells it. She looks at the home fragrance, aroma stuff. She says that she's going to gift these items to the lady. I thought that was cute. I thought that was sweet, right? She also decides to bring up Wendy to this lady. And I'm like, why are you bringing Wendy up to this woman? And she tells the lady about Wendy wanting to do her own business as well when it comes to candles. But she feels like Wendy needs to brand herself. That's what it was. She said Wendy needs to work on branding herself. And I'm kind of like, Karen, are you going to throw her a little bone? The fact that you brought this girl's name up to the manager, I'm thinking that you was going to tell the manager to reach out to Wendy and probably help her out too. That's what I was thinking. Okay, Miss Good Girlfriend. But Karen said, girl, now I'll support you, but you're not going to use none of my people. Okay? Well, you don't even know what you're doing for real anyway, girl. No, I'm not going to do that. So that's that. I thought she was going to throw her a bone, but she did it. She just wanted to bring her up in conversation and speak on how Miss Wendy needs to work on branding herself. Wendy has quite a few things that she needs to work on when it comes to her getting her business up and off the ground, okay? So her and Ray going outside after the lady left, which was really interesting. They go outside and he ends up getting all these dings on his phone. He's like, oh, what the hell is this? I'm like, first of all, Ray, you trying to act like you don't know what them dings is about? Okay, then, right. So we did see in the text message, we couldn't tell, I couldn't tell what the picture was, but I knew that he got a picture by way of text. And so that's when Miss Karen snatched the phone out of his hand and she wanted to send a text and she wanted to call and let the person know that he's married and we're about to celebrate our anniversary. So what else is going on? So I thought that was kind of funny, but at the same time, I didn't believe it. I don't see Karen or I don't see Ray cheating on Karen is what I meant to say. I don't see that. I think that could have been staged. They just was doing that for show, but child, I don't know. Because he damn sure got a text message and he was trying to sit over there and like he had dementia or something, act like he couldn't recall, like I don't know nothing about that. Okay then, Ray, let's scoot over. Let's get to Miss Candiace, honey. Let's talk about Miss Candiace because Candiace and her mom, okay, her mom is at the house visiting. She tell her mama about the cameo she got in the video. And I say, girl, you know Miss Dorothy was going to get that anyway because that's just how she is. She wasn't going to just let it be a your moment and not let it be a y'all moment. If anything, more so a her moment. Are you serious? Girl, you know how she roll. So Candiace asked her mom what was said between her and Mia. Miss Dot says that she wasn't all in the business like that because Candiace was like, I heard she was trying to ask about this and that, ask about my Kool-Aid, what kind of water I'm using, what flavor is it, how many ounces of sugar do I put into it, girl. I heard that she was trying to get all in the Kool-Aid. And her mama said, well, girl, she wasn't all in the business like that. You know what I'm saying? She said, I don't think it was coming from a place of malice. And I said, girl, you a mother lie. It was. But if you feel like it wasn't coming from a place of malice, it makes sense because you were being malicious your damn self the way you was sitting up there talking about that boy and spreading your daughter information around. So you was just as wrong. So you know if you find fault in Mia's actions, you're gonna have to turn around and find fault in your own mother. So yeah. What else happened? Candiace tells her, well, when you catch Chris out here with any man, woman, billy goat, whatever else you want to find, okay, an elephant or something, then girl, then you can have a conversation. Other than that, all y'all need to get out my business. Now, Chris decides to pop up, checks in on everybody, see how they doing and stuff, right? Candiace brings to him like, yeah, you know, mama been around town running her mouth, telling the girls, you know, about you and what position you play as manager and stuff. So she was telling him about that and how Mia approached the mom to ask about their finances or whether he's getting paid. And he was like, well, I just feel like people don't really understand our, you know, relationship or whatever. And then the mama said, baby, it's more than just a relationship because when you talk about manager, then honey, we starting to think about contracts and stuff. He said, well, girl, our contracts is our marriage certificate and our prenuptial agreement. Girl, that's all the contract that we need, right? So then mama says that Candiace, and like she said it to her, like to keep people from talking, you might want to be mindful of the terms that you use. If it's not going to be manager, just say supportive husband. And then she tried to connect it, which I feel like was a way that she may try and manipulate by saying, you know, because, you know, later on down the road, those things can, you know, it can get a little tricky down the road should you guys divorce. Number one, you're just walking around with the expectations that your child is not going to be with this man forever. Okay, it's like you just know they're gonna get a divorce. I don't know if that's just how your relationships have been and that's all you've seen, which is why you're putting that out in the atmosphere for your daughter. But I definitely was like, fall bad, school bad. Go worry about your own husband and how things gonna look for y'all down the line. No, ma'am. So she basically wants her to be clear about the title that she has. Then she goes on to say, oh, but then I believe that's what Mia was really concerned about how it was going to look later on down the road. No, those were your issues. But it's sad that you would sit up there and try and clean up the act for Miss Mia. Okay, and your damn self. I didn't like that at all. And you don't even know Mia to defend her or to know her intentions. I didn't like that at all, but okay. I loved how Chris checked her, though. Chris was very clear. That baby said, listen, girl, I ain't never asked for nothing from you. No, I have not. And you, ma'am, you ain't never pay a bill with Chris Bassett name on it. So I don't know where the fuck you coming from with your stuff. So don't even go there with me. And I was here for Chris. And Miss Dorothy didn't really say that. And Miss Dorothy is a person that likes to open her mouth and say stuff. So I feel like if you did pay a bill with Chris' name on it, you would have said, I haven't, Chris, I haven't paid a bill. You sure I did not pay any of your bills when you were in that townhouse that had your name on it? Okay, so there's that. Okay, I do believe she probably paid that mortgage. His name probably wasn't on it, but you know what I'm saying? I do believe that she did that, but anything outside of that, I don't think that she took care of for him. Okay, Candiace says that she don't want nobody trying to come between her and her man because that's going to be a dangerous game that y'all out here trying to play, so y'all might want to scoot back to the back and back up off us over here, okay? Now, Mama says that that's okay, girl, that's fine, okay? And we're going to see. And I'm like, girl, we're going to see you do something else because you wouldn't be Mother Dorothy if you didn't, okay? Now let's get to Mia and her mother. So she brings her mama out to have like family day with the kids. They get ice cream and everything, right? Her mom, she wants to hang out with her mom. She wants to spend more time with her mom, but because her mother is living in the home of her sister and helping her sister out so much with the kids, that's not feasible. That's not possible all the time for her to just drop what she's doing and go spend time with her daughter, Mia. And Mia's like, why every time I call you, you always got to be like, you got to check the schedule of Rashida or whatever. You always got to check her schedule. Because she do a lot for them kids. So basically, Miss Mia is jealous of the relationship that her mom has with her sister. And I can't say that she shouldn't be, because obviously she wasn't there for her at a young age. So Mia is at a place where she feels like she's crying out for her mom and she wants to, you know, see her mom and she wants to spend that time with her mom. So I can't really fault her on that. What else? So she says she doesn't like how they kind of rely on each other. They have to, unfortunately. We also learned that Mia's mom was in prison for some time. I think she said her mom may have been out for like 7 to 8 years, seven to 8 years or something. She's been out, but she was actually sentenced to 20 years. So I don't know. She must have had good behavior or something, but she was able to get out sooner rather than later. Okay. And she said at one point, you know, I wanted my mom to be my nanny. Like, Mom, I wanted you to be my nanny. But when I asked you about it, you said that Rashida needed you more. My sister needed you more. So basically, because I got all my shit together, it's like, I don't need my mama. And her mama was trying to tell her, no, that's not what it was. And we hear G speak up and tell her, but that's how she feel. And I still wanted to say, G, shut the hell up. This is not your conversation to have. Just sit there and listen, okay? But the mom, once she heard him say that, she was just like, okay, you know, like, all right, I received that, you know. I'm very proud of you. I want to have a relationship with you moving forward, you know. And Miss Mia wants to sing, right? We'll see how that's going to go, because at the end of the day, her sister is still priority right now at this time. So I don't know how her mama's going to navigate that or get outside of that so she can show up more for Mia, but her sister right now is the priority. And she lives with her dad, and she probably staying with her daughter rent-free, ain't paying no bills or nothing like that. And she, in exchange, she looks after her children for her. So, girl, we'll see how that's gonna play out. And I'm surprised. I'm like, Mama, why you ain't gonna stay with Mia and her old man? Her mama probably didn't want to be in that house with that old man because your husband and your mama about damn near the same age. So that's probably why your mama probably didn't want to be in that house with that man. Because, okay, she probably ain't gonna be around this old ass man. Then, girl, you probably would have been over there thinking like I'm thinking right now. Girl, you'll be having to look through the room, look through the doors and stuff like, where's my mama? Because I know G ain't over there. And where y'all two just came from? Okay, if y'all follow me and see where I'm going, girl, because they damn near the same age. But anyway, I'm gonna get off this subject, Candy. But either way, girl, good luck. Let's move on. Wendy and Escala and Karen. So they at Wendy's house. So they stopped by, you know, Wendy is doing like a giveaway or something like that. She wants to do a giveaway for teachers because a lot of times teachers do have to spend their own resources, which is so stupid to me. Okay, outside of what the school may give them, they got to go out and spend their own resources, but other places are able to get all these damn grants and stuff to get the things that they need. But okay then, honey. So she wants to be able to give back to them, right? Earlier on, Karen tells her about her candles coming along, okay? She tells her that, you know, my candles and everything are coming out. She tells her that it's enough room for everybody, okay, to make candles and to get out here and get it how they live. So it's room for everybody, right? What else we end up seeing? Now, I was going to say, now had that been when Karen came to Wendy to tell Wendy, like, girl, listen, it's enough room for everybody. Like, I just want to give you a heads up. My candles are about to come out. They're about to get the pop in, but don't let that discourage you, girl. Keep it moving. I feel like had that been anybody else, like Mia or somebody, Miss Wendy would have had a fit. She would have threw shade and all this other stuff. But I guess it's going to be okay since her and Miss Karen are friends. Okay then, girl. So we see Wendy giving back to this charity for the teachers and stuff. So she's filling up backpacks with supplies and things for the teachers. And what else ended up happening? Miss Escala arrived. That's when we learned that Escala was actually an educator at one point herself. So I was like, okay, then cool. I did not know that Escala. So we understand the struggle, right? So I understand why Escala can relate to what was going on with the teachers. The ladies speak on Dorothy, okay? They speak on Dorothy and Mia. And Mia asking Miss Dorothy those questions about Chris's payroll, which was real interesting because Karen says that it wasn't malicious. She said, I don't think that it was malice, but if it was up to me, I wouldn't ask that. And I'm like, Karen, you may not see that it was malice or whatever you want to call it, but if you have enough sense to know that that's not a question that I would have asked, then you should also know that it was distasteful as fuck for Mia to ask. And you know, Miss Dorothy, you've been in her presence and been around this woman on multiple occasions, okay? And you wouldn't even ask such a question. So you got to understand and acknowledge the wrong in what Mia did. And she don't even know this fucking lady. But then you're trying to chalk it up to the fact that, oh, she's an outspoken person. Girl, bye. I feel like all of y'all are outspoken. All of y'all are. And ain't nobody do what Miss Mia did. Girl, go away from me with this, okay? They also speak on the invite. So Giselle sent out the invite for all of the ladies to come to her house, but she addressed the invite as haters and friends. So of course they got Wendy and they got Karen kind of feeling away, and Karen says, I think she wants people to hate so bad. I'm like, girl, she do. She want people to hate so damn bad, honey. But ain't nobody really caring too much, Miss Giselle. Okay, I do feel like the invitation was very ignorant. Okay, she said that it was supposed to be shady, but it was it wasn't given. I didn't like that. Girl, you could have just said, hey, ladies, inviting you all out. Whoop, whoop, whoop. You wanted to put that haters and friends in there because you really want Karen to know how you really feel about her to this day, even after y'all already sat down and said that y'all were going to work on things, right? So y'all said y'all were fine. Y'all issued the apology. Well, you didn't, but Karen did. So now why is you sending out a damn invite talking about some haters? Girl, bye. All right, Wendy brings up wanting to go on a trip before Karen's vow renewal, and she also wants the husbands to go. So she's going to give this information to the girls at a later time when she gets to Giselle's house. So Giselle and Robyn, we learned that Giselle done messed up her foot, okay? She was back there cleaning up some stuff in her junkyard, and when she picked up something, it ended up hitting her on her foot, so now she got to be in this boot for a few weeks, girl. Mia's fake ass arrived. Now, I believe Robyn arrived, and then you got Ashley arriving. I hate this dress that Ashley had on. I feel like her breast was falling all out of it. I'm like, girl, go and put on something that suits you, okay? So Mia fake ass arrives, and she immediately gets out the car. It's like, girl, what is this? Oh my God, what is this? It was supposed to be a hotel Giselle looking like motel Giselle. But then when she get down there, she hugs her and says, this is cute. Girl, you ain't have to say a damn. Girl, you ain't have to give her that. You could just say, okay, thanks for reminding me, girl. Hey, you look nice. That probably would have been a lot too. Okay, but you ain't have to come up here and tell us, this is cute. Girl, go away from us with this. And then the other lady started to arrive, right? Karen arrives with her candles and stuff in tote, so that was cute. The ladies decided to get started without Miss Candiace because Candiace was running late. Robyn and Giselle speak on why the event almost did not happen. They was like, girl, well, why? Well, Wendy primarily was like, well, girl, why did the event almost not happen? So then Giselle says that, well, because, I had a list. And with this list, you know what I'm saying, there were people that were allowed in my house and there were people that were not allowed in my house. So that's that. And then Miss Wendy said, who were the people that were not allowed in the house? She said, oh, well then, girl, that'll be Karen and that'll be you. Yeah, so that's where we at. And then Wendy said, girl, but that's kind of funny, honey, because I almost wasn't going to come to this bullshit anyway. Okay? So that's where we at with that. And then Giselle lies to Wendy and tells her, oh, well, I wasn't going to invite you in because, you've talked about my home. And then Wendy said, girl, when the fuck have I ever talked about your home? Girl, you have talked about my home. Girl, I ain't never talked about your motherfucking home. If anything, I talked about your fashions. I talked about your clothes. I talked about your wigs, girl. I talked about you. But I ain't talking about your home. So let's get that very correct. Well, from how I understand it, you talked about my home. Giselle, why are you fucking lying? Wendy ain't never say nothing about your house. And you said it yourself earlier in the episode when you said, I'm still not over what happened in Williamsburg. I'm still not over how Wendy came at me. That's the reason why. Because she cussed your ass out. That's why. Okay? But don't be trying to sit up there and allowing this lady to talk about she talked about your home. Girl, I cannot stand it. So then Giselle says, she says, well, anyway, you were on the hater list. And then Wendy said, hating on what? This? This? Okay, I was here with Wendy. I was here like, girl, this, your house ain't even put together yet. Girl, my house is all together. It's furnished, girl. I ain't got to worry about no construction or anything, girl. We're living. We're living where I am. We're fine. Girl, we didn't spend millions of dollars on a home only to continue to build it up, girl. We didn't have to do all that. Okay, so go away from us. All right, so I was here for Wendy when Wendy was like hating on this. And what else I appreciated about Wendy, because y'all know when she snapped off on Giselle back in Williamsburg, I definitely felt like she did too much. I still stand by that. I like the energy that she came to them with this time. She wasn't loud. She wasn't yelling. It was just like she was just saying what the fuck it was she was saying. And you know what it did? It made them look even more of a fool than it did for her, because she didn't raise her tone. She was just simply telling y'all what's what. Okay? So I liked how she handled them. I loved how she handled them. Okay? So Robyn wants to know why she wasn't going to come. Wendy said she felt like the invite was shady, right? She's like, girl, I just felt like the invite was shady. Giselle says, yeah, it was supposed to be. It was supposed to be shady, child. It's called reasonably shady. It was supposed to be shady, okay? And then Wendy said, well, girl, how was we supposed to, differentiate that? Girl, how we were supposed to put two and two together? How was we supposed to add some context to that shit? Girl, how was we supposed to do all of that? And then here go Miss Giselle, because, girl, we went to a new interlude and we didn't even know what the fuck that was and what. Giselle, you were able to have a clear idea of what Wendy's event was going to be about, because Wendy sent y'all hoes a video #1 with the invite. And then she told y'all what kind of attire to wear. So you got to wear nothing but nude. So you kind of had an idea, a little bit, a nude interlude. Okay. It wasn't rude. It wasn't disrespectful. But of course, that was also back when y'all were cool too. Okay. So let's be very clear about that. You were definitely, being shady, and we get it. This is a shady event, but I don't think you made mention on the invitation what this was about, and then expected her to just get it. I ain't like that. So, and this was when Giselle got real loud too. And I was like, oh, we getting real loud, huh, Giselle? But you ain't like when nobody got loud with you, but okay then, girl. Let's move on. Wendy tells her, but I'm here now. Okay, so we can move on. I'm here now. But then here go Robyn, still trying to keep up the bullshit and keep up the mess. Robyn's trying to, she asked her, but, no, you were sitting up there making it seem as though you were taking it personal, what she said. Is that right? And I loved how Karen cut her off. Karen was like, girl, we're not going to talk about all of this right now, girl. Listen, we are here now, girl. We're going to keep this ball rolling. It's no point in hashing that out. And yet again, Robyn, Wendy wasn't even talking to you. She was talking to Giselle. So for you to hop in there and be like, oh, you were taking it personal. Yeah, and you also are aware of this because your own friend, you had to talk your own friend into letting them into the house if they got to use the bathroom. So you knew exactly what angle Giselle was coming at. And then you try to sit up here and I feel gaslight Miss Wendy and make her think that what she's saying don't make no damn sense. And that's not what it is. And you're taking it personal. So is that what you were saying? You were taking it personal? Girl, shut up. Shut up. Shut the fuck up. Okay. She already told y'all I'm here now. Girl, let's move on. So I did not like that, but I loved how Karen pretty much closed all of that together. But Karen ended up pulling Miss Mia to the side. She pulls Mia to the side to tell her about the lady. She's like, I had went over to Miss Wendy house earlier, girl. It was me, her, and it was a scholar. And girl, you know what they talked about? They talked about how you had went up to Candiace's mom and started asking all these fucking questions, girl. Okay, and they just feel like that was distasteful. That was a bit rude. You should have been doing that, girl. You don't want nobody questioning you, okay? Because they already know that you're not gonna have your lives together anyway. Right. Yeah, you've said enough things to not understand or know your own lies and the story that you tell. So it's like if it was you in that situation, you won't really like it. So they felt like that was rude and disrespectful. So then Mia said, oh, really? She was like, and that was Wendy that said that? I know it was Wendy. So tell Wendy, like, she shouldn't even be coming over there telling what it is that I said or whatever, like, because that was fucked up. Bitch, you should have been over there asking her mama anything about her. So just like you would have wanted Wendy to stay out of the business and not go tell Miss Candiace, then you should have stayed out of Candiace's business and not went and asked her fucking mama. Okay? So now that happened and now you found your ass in a mud puddle. So what's going on? Let's move on. Giselle says, can we go ahead and get started even though Candiace isn't here? I don't want us to wait on her any longer, okay? So they get started. So they start asking these questions. With these questions, you got to say whether or not it's reasonably or reasonable, or whether it's shady. So the question is it reasonable or shady to hold on to a grudge? Karen says it's absolutely reasonable when it comes to you, Giselle. Girl, when it comes to you, it's always going to be reasonable, dear. Hear me. You have done so much FS. And that is another thing I have to go back to with Giselle talking about how Karen talked about her home and she didn't want Karen in her house and shit. Bitch, it's been times you ain't even believe Karen was living where she was living, and you drove all the way out there to prove a point. Drove all the way out there trying to deliver some pizza and shit. You and Robyn, y'all have done a lot of stuff to Karen. And then now it's your turn. You want to be mad and say, can't nobody come in your house. Girl, go. Let me move on. So question number 2. Is it reasonable or shady to talk about your friend when they are not around? Giselle feels like it depends on the conversation. Possibly it may depend on the conversation, but I mean, if you're doing like a surprise or something, like, I mean, yes, no, maybe so. It depends, okay? Because sometimes just talking about your friend can turn into like a messy situation. So then it would be like shady, right? That would be messy. That would be shady, especially if it's a conversation you having about your friend behind their back and you have no intentions of telling them about it to their face. So she said she wants to bring up, which is stupid as fuck. And I feel like she thought we didn't hear that and she skated past it. She says, like the Eddie situation, right? When we brought up the Eddie situation and we were talking about it, that was reasonable. No, it wasn't. It was not reasonable because, once again, this was a situation that you discussed behind this woman's back and you had yet to bring it to her face. And you were the main person going around having these conversations that you allowed somebody else to go into and have this conversation when this person I don't think they were fully aware of what was going on until you brought it to their attention. You did that with multiple people on the cast, so it should have been you that brought that to her. So you were definitely being fucking shady, okay? She then says that, the Eddie situation, girl, that was reasonable, okay? But when it comes to you telling Candiace what we said when we were out there at the video shoot, girl, that was shady. Bitch, what y'all were doing at the video shoot was shady. And how you know it was shady was the fact that y'all was around there whispering the way that y'all were. So if you're going to be talking on the low, then say that shit out loud then. Okay? If you're going to be doing all that, Wendy just happened to beat y'all to the punch and go ahead and let her good friend know what's going on. And that's what a friend's supposed to do. What's what? So I ain't like that. Mia says that, but you shouldn't have told her during the production. And I just feel like y'all were using this as an excuse. Y'all was using this, and I like that Wendy even brought that up. Wendy was saying, so y'all are just using the fact that I told her in the middle of her performance as an excuse. She was going to find out anyway. After the video shoot, or maybe during the video shoot, she was going to find out anyway, and her reaction was still going to be the same. But y'all trying to come down on Wendy and then use the excuse of, oh, you should not have told her while she was trying to get ready for this video shoot. Girl, she was already stressed out anyway. So, I mean, that wasn't the thing that stressed her. And you could see that Candiace handled it very well. Whatever it was that Wendy told her, she did not allow that to stress her out in the moment or get the best of her or check y'all in that moment. She kept it professional. She got what she needed to get done, and she used this opportunity to get y'all together. So it didn't hinder her at all. So for y'all to use that as an excuse and put all that on Wendy, like, girl, you should have did this, you shouldn't have did that. Why? Because it didn't affect her. So let's move on. Candiace arrives. She arrives, and I was hollering the way that she was tiptoeing through Giselle's jungle. I thought that was so funny, the way she was tiptoeing in them little kitten heels or whatever heels she had. And she was like, ooh, what is this? Where are we, Lord? And girl, all it was giving me was Dorothy from The Wizard of Oz. Girl, that's all it was giving me. I was cracking up. For sure. I thought it was so funny with the music they played and everything. I was like, help Candiace. Please help this lady. Because she running from the gnats, okay? That's what Miss Girl was running from. The way them bugs was out there coming every which way. Girl, it was too funny. So the ladies are still arguing over Wendy telling Candiace the tea, but she was going to find out anyway, in my opinion. So now what? Okay, and I feel like they just used the video shoot as an excuse to come down on Wendy. But what was shady was them talking about her finances, her man, to her mama while they were at the video shoot and they were supposed to be, quote unquote, supporting her. Okay. Now Robyn over there yelling, and it's like, bitch, what you yelling for? What you yelling for? Like, what the, okay. I didn't like that. I didn't like that Robyn was over there yelling, and I'm over there confused because they yelling at Wendy, and I'm like, how y'all more mad than Candiace is, though? Let's talk about that. How you more pissed off than Candiace? Yeah, y'all just want to be mad at Wendy some more. That's what that is. So then Candiace says she has a problem. She said no. So Giselle, Candiace came. Giselle gave her an update, and then Candiace bust out and said, I had no problem with how Wendy told me the information. I have no problem. Exactly. So why y'all mad? Why y'all so mad? She wasn't tripping off that. So what y'all pissed off for? So she confronts Mia. She said, I do have an issue with you, BB Bobbity Boo. Okay. Yeah, I do have an issue with you asking my mom questions about my husband. Calm down. Calm down, okay? I do have issues with you asking my mom questions about my husband and who's the manager and if they're getting paid and all of that SHI. So I definitely have a problem with that. And then Mia says, I only asked her one question. This is what Mia's saying. Girl, it don't matter. That one question hit a little too hard. Okay, Candiace says, how was that okay to ask when it's an event of celebration? Like, why would you even ask that question? So for me, I feel like Mia was trying to change the subject at this point. Okay, she was trying to deflect, in my opinion. Mia says, but there was no manager present. Girl, but all of y'all were fine. You knew this wasn't going to be a major production, girl. Y'all were fine. Now, I do think that there could have been a quick text if she had an assistant, like, hey, just grab our phone, text the ladies, and let them know that blah, 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 blah. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're running a little behind or whatever. True. Right? But don't use that as an excuse, Mia, as to why you chose to ask this girl's mama about her husband's business. That makes no fucking sense. So anyway, then she goes on to say that she didn't want to show up to something that's low budget. And Candiace says, your mama's low budget. Watch your mouth. I say, yeah, get in her motherfucking grill. Love it. Yes, your mama low budget. So what else is going on? To be careful. Watch your mouth. Watch your mouth, okay? So then you try to change the subject yet again. I didn't want to show up to something that was low budget. Bitch, but you did. But did you leave? You stayed at that event that happened to be so damn low budget. Now, didn't you? Didn't you? So you can throw that out. And then you want to talk about how you didn't want to go somewhere that was low budget. That strip club your ass was in was low budget, okay? That's where your husband found you, low budget. And you ain't learned shit about high budget until you got with his old ass. Let's talk about that. Girl, I feel like it's a lot Candiace could have said, but I was here for the your mama low budget. Watch your mouth, okay? Everything about you low budget, so let's go. All right, you acting like you just you high and mighty because your husband had passed his franchises over to you, girl. Calm down, calm down, calm down. Okay, so I was cackling. I thought it was hilarious. I said, Candiace, definitely be ready for the girls, okay? So then Mia says that she feels like Candiace should have thanked her for supporting her. Once again, you're trying to flip the conversation. The conversation is about you feeling comfortable enough to ask a woman that you do not know about some information about me. Okay, that's the problem right there. So what do you mean? Now you're trying to flip it, talk about, I feel like you should have, been thanking me for coming out to support you. And then I think Candiace told her something like, girl, supporting me would have been just doing that and not asking my mama no questions. Here go Ashley, right? And see, this is why, Ashley, you're giving me Robyn. When Robyn feels the need to jump in and speak up for Giselle, but then you like to jump into stuff to speak up against Candiace because you don't like her. So she goes up, she decides to hop into the convo. She says something like, but Candiace, you brought this up before. So I don't understand why you're upset. You brought this up before, so why are you upset? And then Candiace said, were you there, beloved? Were you there? I was here for. See, Ashley, you have something about you where you always feel the need to speak on something that your ass was not at. And I don't understand that. Calm down, be quiet, eat your food, sip on your drink like everybody else, because there were other women that were there and when nobody saying shit when these two ladies were arguing. Nobody was saying anything, but then you want to chime in, jump in, and hop into the convo. So you really just mad because you weren't there, and then gonna sit up there talking about something. Had I been there, you don't know what the hell you would have been. You don't know what the hell you would have been. Mia just saying all the stuff that she's saying because she's feeling away at how Candiace came at her and she's trying to divert from the fact that she was out of line and she was wrong. Okay? Because ain't none of the other ladies really saying anything. Now, they definitely mumbled under their breath talking about, like Giselle saying, it definitely wasn't high budget. Bitch, your house ain't high budget. Okay, get your work done. And all I'm hearing when I say that, I'm thinking about Mariah going off on Heavenly on Married to Medicine when I think she ended up leaving, getting out the house, and then she was like, pressure wash this mother. Okay, that's how I'm feeling about Giselle house, especially when she tried to tell Wendy that she could go. Girl, pressure wash this mother and get your fix and hurry up and get it done quickly. Anyway. So Giselle tries to call Karen out, right? So she uses opportunity trying to call out Miss Girl. And she tells Candiace, like, Miss Karen has some things to say. Miss Karen has some things to say about it too. Your mama was over there talking to her too. Love it. Wendy, calm. Wendy said, why are you calling out Karen instead of calling out your mother self? I said, come on, Wendy. Come on, you better know what to do, girl. Why is you calling out Miss Girl when you need to be calling out your damn self? I was here for it. Robyn says that she doesn't think anything is wrong with that question. Once again, Robyn hopping into the conversation. Well, I don't think anything is wrong with that question because I've been on Juan's payroll before. So I have no issue. Stop your lies right there. Bring it back and stop it, okay? Bring it back and stop it, girl. When you was on Juan's payroll, he was in the NBA. You should have been on his payroll, especially as much as you was at home having children for this man while he was out here doing what the hell he wanted to do. You should have been on his payroll, dear. But when has Juan been on your payroll? See, that's what you talked about. I don't mind being on Juan's, payroll, but let's talk about Juan being on your payroll because he had to move into your house. Okay, you had to help take care of him. You even given us those flashbacks on last week's episode when he was down and out, and you had to be there for him and support him, especially when you start getting your check from Real Housewives of Potomac. So let's talk about that. You want to go all the way back to the late 90s, early 2000s. I don't know when this man played, but you want to go that far back to talk about that. No, let's talk about more recent. Let's talk about when Juan was on your payroll versus you being on his. Okay. And I know you lying again, talking about, I feel like that was an okay question. Yeah, you feel like that was an okay question, but you damn near beat the shit out of Ashley years ago because she was running around talking about your finances. Girl, sit it down and be quiet. Sit it down and be quiet, out of line again. Okay, girl? So no, ma'am, don't agree with that. I just felt like, Robyn, girl, you're full of shit. Okay, full of shit. And I'm getting about tired of you too, trying to always hop in and speak up for Giselle. Giselle puts herself in the middle of these fires, so let her figure out how to get herself out of it, okay? What else is going on? Candiace still feels like that is a problem, period. I don't give a damn what you're talking about, Robyn, girl. That is still a problem, especially for somebody that I'm getting to know and a person that don't even know my mama to sit up there and ask such a question like that. So yeah, no ma'am, no matter how much y'all try to phrase it and try to save her, it's not working over here because I disagree with it. I'm not going to go along with that. So what else is happening, okay? Candiace tells Mia she was a friend when... This was funny. This is where it really got hilarious for me. Candiace and her, girl, I was a friend to you. When these hoes who sit up here talking about you, girl, I was a friend to you. I had your back. I was still over here going up for you. Here go Miss Karen. Hoes. And then I think it was Ashley or somebody said, I'm definitely not a hoe. Girl, I was over there screaming. Thought it was hilarious, okay? Too funny. So she was going off on Mia like that, and she just told Mia, like, girl, we're done. Like, I'm over it, not protecting you anymore, or whatever. And then Mia was like, girl, that's fine, girl. We ain't got to talk. Okay. Mia looked very embarrassed when Candiace went off on her. She couldn't take or handle those reads at all. I felt bad for Mia just a little bit. I was like, damn, her face looked cracked. Dang, why you had to do it like that? Dang. But at the end of the day, girl, you was out of line, okay? And Miss Girl responded to you accordingly. So there's that. Let's move on, okay? Question 3. So they asked, is it reasonable or shady to call a friend when you're drunk to tell a friend that you don't like them? Because that's what Karen did to Robyn, and I wish I would have heard it because it sounds like it was hilarious, okay? Question 4 was, is it reasonable or shady to be concerned about your friend's appearance after certain rumors about their husband started to surface? And baby, when I tell you Wendy was ready with the girls, she must have been practicing these reads with Miss Candiace, honey, because she was ready. Wendy said, well, yeah, it'll only be reasonable if the same blog didn't say that you had an STD. I was here for it. And then here go Giselle, and I don't. Girl, we talking about past tense. Okay? But either way, if you did, girl, that's your business. But good luck, okay? Here for it. Wendy brings up them talking about Wendy brings up them talking about her at dinner. She was like, y'all was talking about me at dinner and this and that. And then here go Ashley once again chiming in saying, we weren't talking about you, Wendy. We weren't talking about you, Wendy. We were really just talking about the interaction and how it went down. Ashley, that's talking about her, girl. That's talking about her, okay? And you should know, okay? That's talking about her. So Ashley got on my nerves again. Wendy says, why y'all telling? So then Robyn is telling her to chill. Robyn's like, Wendy, chill. Wendy, chill. Wendy, chill. Wendy, chill. Nah. And Wendy's like, girl, why y'all sitting over there telling me to chill when I'm sitting over here with the same monotone? I'm at the same level that I've always been at, girl. Why y'all sitting over here telling me to chill? Okay, y'all need to motherfucking chill. That's what y'all need to do. And so I was here with Wendy. Wendy was on point, and I believe this is when she said, Giselle, or maybe she said y'all, but I definitely know she was talking to Giselle when she said, I've already addressed your mother. It's in Williamsburg. I'm not going to address it now. I'm not going to talk to you anymore. I've already said what it is that I need to say, girl. Whatever you want to do with it, girl, that's going to be on you. And this is when Giselle said, well, girl, you can leave. Wendy, okay, you can leave because I'm not going to be disrespected in my house. And if I was Wendy, I would have got up like Mariah, collected my shit and got the phone, okay? And I would have told her about her damn home, and I would have made sure I told her you need to pressure wash this mother, okay? I definitely would have told her that, and I would have went on about my business, okay? Now, as Skylar decides to speak up, I said, is Skylar speaking up? And I feel like this was the first time she got a confessional that I've seen. I don't know if I've seen it previously, but she looked gorgeous. So I was here for it. So as Skylar speaks up and says that they are asking disrespectful questions, okay? So when Wendy responds the way that she responds, and y'all can't be mad at her for the way that she responds. I was here for Escala speaking up. They didn't know what to say. Because then here go Miss Mia chiming in. Who she think she is? She the mediator? And then Escala said, BIT, first of all, girl, I'm not even talking to you, so you can shut the hell up talking to me right now. Okay? So you can shut up talking to me right now, girl, with your whole ass. I said, now we see why Miss Mia be throwing shade at Escala. Okay? Because Escala got you together too. Okay? When they make you shut up in your bones, girl, you be trying to get on it's on social media. Girl, good night. So Karen started yelling, talking about the vaccination, hollering, because she felt like, girl, I done sat up here and got vaccinated just so I can come over here and engage y'all and listen, honey, my mother arm hurt. Screaming. Thought it was hilarious, okay? Candiace stands up and holds up a mirror to Mia to let her know. And I said, not you holding up a mirror in front of the case. Ain't nobody gonna say that. Wendy, Giselle, y'all not gonna speak up. The case, y'all not gonna speak up. Okay, where's your mama, the Delta? She not gonna pop in and say, girl, you don't put that motherfucking mirror down. But girl, she put that mirror up as a reflection to she put that mirror up as a reflection to Mia for her projecting, okay? So that was funny. Loved it. Okay, definitely loved it. What I loved the most about this episode was the way the ladies bickered, right? Of course, some were loud, some weren't so loud. I like that Candiace told her, like, girl, your mama low budget, watch your mouth, and holding up the mirror and everything. Because I feel like that's how you bicker, right? You ain't got to throw hands. Even Giselle saying, girl, get out my house. You know what I'm saying? I appreciated how they bickered. It didn't have to be any fighting. It didn't have to be any throwing hands or whatever like that. It was things that you said some foul stuff to me that at some point we could recover from, possibly, you know? So I like that. I like that. It was cute. It was that there was bickering, girl. We got our laughs. We got our kikis. And it was what it was, okay? Everybody was able to go home safe, all right? Now, Wendy brings up, because of Karen got tired of talking about the mess, and she wanted to talk about the trip. So she speaks, Wendy speaks on the trip and how she wants the ladies to come with their husbands, right? So she started going around saying all the guys that she would love to have be there. And then when it gets to Robyn and Giselle, Wendy says that you'll be there with your luggage. Now, again, I feel like, even though she kind of said it earlier, like Juan, because she asked Karen, do you think Juan will go? Juan, she was like, no, he never goes. This is just based on history. So it sounds like, I don't know if Wendy was saying she'll be there with her luggage, or if it was Giselle, she was saying it when she was with Karen earlier. But in that moment, sitting with the ladies, I don't feel like she was shading Robyn. I feel like she was truly shading Giselle. But Robyn, you like to jump in front of Gizelle every time somebody's about to get on her ass. So you end up getting those bullets that's meant for Gizelle. They end up coming at you. And you're still sitting up here being upset with Wendy because you feel like she keeps taking digs at my relationship. She keeps taking digs at my relationship and all this other stuff. Well, girl, whose fault is that? Okay, you need to go and blame Juan. Okay, that's who you need to blame, because Juan is the one. First of all, you already know your man don't be wanting to be affiliated with this shit for real. He don't really want to come around. He'll film with you, but he really don't be down for the group activities. Okay, so number one, that's a Juan problem, not a Wendy problem. So if you want to be mad at somebody, be mad at him. But I don't think Wendy was taking a dig at your relationship. I think she was taking a dig at Giselle's. And then Robyn wants to say that Wendy didn't really invite her. Wendy did invite everybody. She probably was going around being shady, but she invited all of y'all. But you chose to hang back because you still feel like she's talking about your relationship because you don't feel secure in it. And Giselle's not going to go because who's she finna bring? Right? She didn't want to be around all of that. So I think that was whack. I feel like, Robyn, you should still go. In my opinion, that's what I think. You should still go and let it be what it is. But anyway. So Candiace, as the ladies are getting ready to leave, Candiace tells her, like, girl, listen, I feel like I came to your house for no reason. I feel like the invite was fake because I didn't get an invite to your house. I got an invite to your driveway. So she gets ready to take her to go see the house and stuff, right? And Scholar was going to go, but she wasn't ready to tiptoe in her heels down to the dungeon into the house. She wasn't ready to do that. So that was quite funny. She said, girl, just send me pictures because I'm not going to go through all of that. Hilarious, right? So Candiace needed to move her car, so she gives the keys to Grace. Grace hops in the car with Robyn. She asked Robyn to ride with her. What I noticed when Grace was in the car with Robyn, she seemed like she was at much more ease with Robyn than she was with her own damn mama. And I'm like, girl, you may need to let Robyn teach your child how to drive, because if she with you, you panic too much, you yell too much, you, oh my God, Grace, and you over exaggerate just as much as Grace may over exaggerate. So I feel like let Robyn teach your daughter how to drive. You don't need to do it, girl. Okay, so there's that. That was pretty much the episode. I enjoyed it. Y'all leave y'all thoughts and comments down below. Okay, that's all I got. I'm Jamie. That's me. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share my videos. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.